Okay, Jay, so here's your video. The one on the bottom is one we just did, and the one on the top is the one in February. It looks like you got a little bit bigger, put on a little weight, maybe some mass from lifting. You definitely look thicker. Uh, but there's a lot of good things that you did back in February that I want to point out, and I want you to get back to them. I mean, we haven't done much of it because we haven't had consistent lessons until now, but just take a look at your older video. I want to show you some of the good things that you did, and I want you to, we'll get back to it as soon as we can. Um, so you lift your leg. Okay, you dip down before you really drive out, but let me get you out to your leg drive. So here's where your leg drive really begins. Okay, and notice how your arm, this is what I like about what you're doing here. Your arm is flexed. Now, you don't pull it back. So from here, you should be pulling it back behind your back a little bit, but you just kind of lift the hand up. And the arm will get up a little early. See how high your hand is? You haven't even gotten the foot down yet. But you've got good leg extension here, decent. I mean, you're going to push off a little bit, not too much. You're going to land, you're a little weak on the front side, but I like the way your arm in this video is up close to a 90-degree angle. Now, the reason why you want it there is so that it rolls back quick. It rolls back quick and then comes forward quick, and it stays, the elbow stays in line when your trunk opens. Notice how your elbow here is going to stay in line with your scapula, which is right back here. Trunk is open. It's not going to drag way behind your scapula. Now, you used to bring that ball before February and even after February. I mean, you always tended to pull that hand way in towards behind the head where we couldn't even see the hand all the way. You couldn't see your full hand, which stressed the elbow too much because it can't take that kind of torque when the body's going to turn and throw. But this is the position that ideally you want your hand to be in when you land the front foot, like right about here. Okay, so if I can get rid of that, that is where you want the arm to be when you land your front foot. Now, you haven't landed your front foot yet. So again, it's just going to be a matter of when you're going to break those hands. Even though hand braking issues can be a problem, it's sometimes easier. It's up to you again, because we talked about this. The timing of the hand brake, usually you want to get those hands to brake after you've shifted your weight, which is tricky to do when you're starting with when you're pulling up from the leg lift. But let me just show you the contrast here of the arm. So I'm going to get you out to about the 12th frame where your leg drive begins. Now, this is a drill. This isn't full pitching. You're not lifting your leg, and you're not even throwing at full speed. But I like how your arm angle is lower. I mean, you're still up pretty high, but the hand is a little bit lower. Let me see if I can get this thing to work here. Your hand is a little bit lower than it is here. But I do like how you're flexed here and you're not really flexed here. And this is going to be an issue, and this is why your arm is hurting. So when we talked last night, I was trying to show you that you got to get that elbow up to where you're closer to a 90-degree angle so that it will roll back quicker and then come forward and still follow the plane of your back, where it's not hyperangulating and getting caught way behind. So take a look at the arm, your left arm, your throwing arm. As you throw, as you throw it, it's going to lay back. It's going to stay in line with the trunk and with the scapula, and then it's going to, you cast forward a little bit. Yeah, you cast forward definitely in front of your face there. But take a look at the difference in how long it takes to get the arm through. Do you see how long this arm path is? See how long it takes for it to roll back? So you're back here. Let's take a look at this arm angle. You're about 120. This arm angle is about 78, 80. And it's much better when it's up near 90, but this the one on the bottom is definitely a little too long. And take a look at how your arm at the bottom here is going to drag a little bit behind the scapula when you open up your chest. So now your chest is open in this position, and the arm is the elbow is kind of dragging behind the plane of the scap. Where in this video, as you open, it's not as far back. See the difference between the elbow there. So you're getting some pain here because it's just caught. The elbow's caught. The arm is just kind of dragging behind, and then it casts out in front. So your arm speed here is just not as good as it could be if you had the arm flexed. So when we go back to the beginning here, let's just take you up back to the beginning. Take both videos back up. You're going to shift your weight a little bit. You're going to start to break your hands, which is good. And I like how your arm is nice and long and low. In this video up the top, you have the chicken wing look here. So we want to get, when you start from the leg lift, that I believe it's going to change for you now because you've been doing these drills where you keep the arm just relaxed and long in the start, and that'll help you get it up a little later. So as you go out, you get a little bit of an arm flex, which is good, but as you go out here, we don't see much of an arm flex, which allows the hand to kind of stay really far away from the head and then gets dragged through in this long arming sequence and that extension out in front of the face a little bit too much. I have another video of you that I'm probably going to put up where you have some really good arm action because you braced up the front leg real well. But you can notice in both videos you don't brace up the front leg at all, which you're never able to really brace up those hips. So the hips never stop moving, so the trunk will just keep drifting and drifting, and it won't snap. It's not gonna snap you up to throw, so that's why your throwing elbow stays below the ear and casts out in front in both videos. There's no real brace up. You see how vertical you are? It's almost like your knee is, even in the bottom video, your knee is past your ankle. This one, at least it's stopped. But this is, this is what you see when you long arm the ball. So we're just going to get that hand to be up in this position more, off the elbow. And that's only going to come if you flex the arm, keep the hand down and relaxed, and let the lower body do its job, and you're going to be fine. All right, we're almost there, Jace. You've made a big adjustment. Now let's shorten it up a little bit, and let's flex a little bit more behind the back. It's not a hard thing to do. It won't take long to fix. We power from the bottom. Okay, we power from the bottom a little bit faster because I know we're going slow, so the arm has more time to get up because we're going slow. But let's power from the bottom a little bit more. Let's flex the arm a little bit more here so that we're pulling the elbow a little bit more behind the back, and that'll keep the hand down. And in this position, as we drive out, the arm will be in a much more flexed position because you'll be flexed before that. And it'll roll back, and you'll brace up that front leg nice, and that'll catapult the chest. That'll lift the hips a little bit, and that'll throw the elbow up over the ear and into a nice arm path, okay? All right, I hope that helps you out. I will see you very soon.